Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, or even if you just want to outsmart me on something I said, go ahead, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we'll play your take back on our next episode. Now look, man, there's been a lot going on since my last episode. Obviously, the thing that's been taking over every category of sports, of entertainment in general, is the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, bro. What? Come on now. Who do y'all got winning this battle? Because for the first round, the first couple of songs, I'm like, oh, Drake got it for sure. Drake won. The push-ups was just a crazy track to me. I'm like, he won off of push-ups. And then Kendrick started dropping bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. And then when he dropped the latest one, the Not With Us, or the one that make you want to dance, oh, it was over with. It was over with. So that was crazy. And at this point, these guys have been dropping back to back to back to back. And it's a lot to keep up with, but I advise you to take a listen if you like hip hop, if you like good music, because man, they went in. They really they're bringing rap back to hip hop, if that makes any sense, but they're just bringing back the genre of good things. So I don't know, look, that's a little bit off topic, but that's really what's been going on. Of course, we got some news and stuff going on as well. But anyway, look, the most important thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves is going to beat the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. Now, I know this sounds crazy, especially because I predicted the Denver Nuggets to go to the finals, but I was not predicting Anthony Edwards to go off the way he's been going lately. Like, can you blame me? I knew he was going to play good. I knew he has been playing good against the Phoenix Suns and all in the regular season, but damn it, I didn't know we was going to see a baby Michael Jordan out here. And outside of Anthony Edwards doing what he's been doing on the floor, I still think the Timberwolves are going to win this series in 6 based on the fact that they've been a top 5 defense all season long. They've allowed the least amount of points per game in the regular season, and a lot of that momentum has carried over into the postseason of the playoffs. Not only did we see them dominate the Phoenix Suns, they killed them guys, swept them, got them out of there in 4, but also they got a lot of bench support on this Minnesota Timberwolves team. They can throw so many different adjustments, so many different lineups at the Denver Nuggets that's going to help them in a 7-game series. Because one of the things I noticed that they did in game 1, and that they'll probably continue to do through the rest of this series, is throw 3 different 7-footers at Nikola Jokic, which is insane. It's brilliant, but it's a tough thing for Nikola Jokic to go through because the Nuggets don't have another center they can put in the game outside of Nikola Jokic, which gives the Timberwolves an advantage. You got Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid all switching off on the most dominant player for the Nuggets, which is Nikola Jokic. It's insane. They're going to work Nikola Jokic and pretty much force him to play all 48 minutes, which I'll touch on in just a second. But outside of the lineup changes that the Timberwolves have, you got to worry about what Anthony Edwards has been doing, man. This dude has been playing on the level that we have not seen in a very long time, bro. From a shooting guard in the NBA, we haven't seen a guy play like this in a long time in the playoffs. Anthony Edwards is the second player under age 23 since Kobe Bryant to score 40-plus points in back-to-back playoff games. He's a true difference maker on this team, and this is ultimately why I had the Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series in 6 games. Just because I don't think they're going to find a way to stop him or slow him down. And even if they do, say they find some magical piece there that slows Anthony Edwards down, you still got to count on the other guys not playing well because the supporting cast has been playing great for the Timberwolves. You still got to worry about Karl Anthony Towns, who can kill you from the inside and outside, being a huge threat on that team, which is why they can't really double team Anthony Edwards. So it's going to be a key piece, and ultimately for the Nuggets, it's going to come down to Nikola Jokic having to play big minutes this series. Like, we're really going to have to see what he can do on the floor, how in shape he is, and it's going to be two options that the Denver Nuggets have if they want to win this series. So boiling that down, they can either play Nikola Jokic for 48 minutes and hope that he doesn't get tired, hope that he doesn't get lazy and get a little sloppy on the floor, or they can just really, really hone in and die down on doubling down on that supporting cast that they have on the Denver Nuggets. They got to count on Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Caldwell Pope, all of those guys to play excellent in these games if they want to win this series, because that's the only way that the Denver Nuggets have a chance is if those guys step it up big time in this series. It will be a series for Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. to really show up and show out this season, or this series, I should say, because usually you see the Denver Nuggets, they have an advantage in that center position going against other teams. Nikola Jokic typically has the mismatch where he can dominate other teams because their centers can't keep up with him. But when you got three guys coming at you, switching and rotating off of you with lanky defenders guarding and watching for the pass, it's a recipe. It's a tough recipe to get through, man. It's a tough recipe to get through. So, usually they got the advantage, but the Wolves, they're lanky, they're big, and they're fast all around the floor on the defensive end. And then, man, they can score like crazy right now. It's crazy to even think this, but it's an underestimated part of their game right now because they play so much great defense. It's almost insane to say their offense is underrated because people just look at Anthony Edwards, but really Karl Anthony Towns is killing you. Gobert is cleaning up on the boards, getting a solid 12, 10 points. Jaden McDaniels is getting his 8 points. And if he has a great game, he's getting 15, 19. Like, the numbers is there, man. And it's crazy. But, hey, man, it's a good series so far. I seen game one happen, and, I like what I seen in game one. So, I'm hoping it does continue to be a great series. Ultimately, Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, they got to be the main scorers for this offense to keep it rolling here. And I think the Wolves got a slightly better team just because they got the bench support, and then they got 3 7-footers that they can rotate around the floor, man. So, it is a good thing. But I got a soundbite here from NBA TV. This is Anthony Edwards after game one.
I mean, I lost to these guys last year, and they are the defending champs. They're a hard team to beat. Great team. They got great players. They got the best player in the league with Nikola Jokic. To me, they got the best closer with Jamal Murray, the best three-point shooter with Michael Porter Jr. So it's tough to beat this team. It's not just my mentality; it's the team mentality. We come in and we know it's going to be a war, and we just play within the game and just stay within the game. They make runs. We know we got to make our runs and just fight, man. It's going to be a fight.
Now, quick side note here. Let's change it up just a little bit, bro, because Darvin Ham, he got fired on his day off. Now, everybody kind of seen this coming because the Lakers, they did not reach expectations. They didn't even get close to the expectations that they placed on Darvin Ham in the beginning of this season. But, just having some open thoughts about this, it was a great move. It was needed. But ultimately, there's a bigger problem than just the head coaching situation going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. It's not just Darvin Ham of why the Lakers ran into a problem this season. It's not just, D'Lo wasn't really making three-pointers. It's not just that Roy didn't pick up on certain plays on the defensive end and play certain defenses. No, it's not necessarily the player's fault. It's not really the coach's fault. This is something that's deeply rooted in the Lakers culture that I've witnessed within the last 5 to 6 years, bro. This is not good for the Los Angeles Lakers. They went through multiple coaches. They fired a coach that won them an NBA championship, didn't even give him a chance to try and reconstruct the roster and reconstruct pieces that needed to be fixed on this team. And then you got to consider all the different moves that happened with the Lakers. You can't blame this on Darvin Ham when they shipped out Dennis Schroeder and Dwight Howard when they could have brought those guys back and actually had another good season. Lakers have been making some questionable decisions over the past few years. And it's been mainly circulated around LeBron and Anthony Davis of trying to fit pieces into the way those guys play. But damn it, if they want to have any sort of longevity, they need to figure out what they're going to do in the future, because we know LeBron is only going to be there a few more years. And I get it. You want to be in win now mode, which is okay. That's fine. I'm not upset at the Lakers trying to be in win now mode. But when you just stacking random pieces over and over with like no correlation of how their game matches up with each other, that's where I have the problem. Because bringing Westbrook there in the first place, you had no damn business doing that. Bringing who else did they have there? Trading Westbrook, bringing Patrick Beverley, you had no business doing that. Like, the moves that they made don't even fit well with the pieces that they already had there to fit around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Since when do you construct a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis but no shooters? When do you do something like that? So I got beef with the Lakers front office more than I have beef with Darvin Ham. Yeah, I seen Darvin Ham make some dumb decisions. He didn't make adjustments when they needed it. He played 14, 13 people when the Lakers roster was not needed to play 14, 13 people in these close games. He made some horrible rotations. Didn't use challenges, didn't call certain timeouts, didn't run up correct plays. Like, the list goes on and on and on about how bad Darvin Ham was. But in reality, this is all coming down from the front office because they're not really giving him the tools to make it work. Because even if Darvin Ham did play the lineup correctly, what can he do about D'Angelo Russell going 0 for 9 on the floor? What can he do about that? What can he do about Roy not listening to what leaders on the floor is telling him to do? Or Vando not listening to what LeBron and AD is telling him to do on the floor? What can he do about Anthony Davis being hurt? Like, he's literally in a losing situation. And the Lakers, I know Ham has been there 2 years and his time is up. He's not the right fit, but like, they don't even give coaches a chance to make something work. And that's my problem with the Lakers. They're so quick to let these head coaches go. They don't even give them a chance to make something work. As soon as they get the slightest hint of something not working with the Lakers, they're letting them go. They're like, bye-bye. Could you imagine if other teams in the league did that? Could you imagine if the San Antonio Spurs let Greg Popovich go because he didn't make it to the second round of the playoffs? Or the Miami Heat letting Eric Spoelstra go because he didn't make it to the second round of the playoffs? The Warriors firing Steve Kerr because he didn't make the playoffs? Could you imagine how silly that would be? It would be foolish. And the Lakers continue to do this year after year after year. So it's on them. It's their fault. It's not all on Darvin Ham. It's not all on Anthony Davis or D'Angelo Russell from the way they were playing. No, this is above them. This is above LeBron, and this is a front office situation. And the Lakers have continued to do this year after year. And this is why LA has not been at that winning culture that we hold them to the standard of. This is why the Lakers are not the Lakers we know of winning year after year, of going on a deep playoff run year after year. This is why we don't see that. So, you know, hey, it's really on them, and it's on that front office to get it together. So, if you feel the same way, if you don't feel the same way, if you do, or if you just want to add to any point that I made, go ahead, shoot us a call, 219-413-9405. And of course, I'll play your voicemail back on our next episode. Now, look, we got some news coming up, a bunch of different topics coming up, also to playoff series, all of these different things. So you got to stay tuned. It's halftime. We will be right back. I usually don't let y'all hear the behind the scenes like this. Gotta get some tea in here, man. Gotta drink up some tea. I hope you had a great weekend. Did you have a great weekend? I would love to hear so. Leave us a quick take, 219-413-9405. I would love to hear how your weekend went. I had a great weekend. Just to fill you in on some quick stuff before we jump into the news, I guess. This is new. This is out of the ordinary, but hey, it's halftime. So let's take a halftime break. I'm trying to, drink some tea. get back into it. We gonna jump into the news in just a sec, but I need to tell you about my weekend and how it went, man. I had a pretty chill weekend. Went to Trader Joe's, went to Mariano's, got me some groceries. Erin, she's out of town right now. My girlfriend, beautiful woman. She's out of town, and I've just been chilling by myself. I definitely miss her, but yeah, I've been chilling. So, all right, man. I would jump into the news because this is really why you're here. Let me get my last sip of tea. It's fun to show y'all this side, though, the behind the scenes, because this is what I do in between the breaks. So, yeah. All right, let's jump into the news. Let's go ahead and switch it up. All right, and news for the run. Let's start off with some FIFA news. Now, La Liga's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and others could play regular season matches in America by 2025. FIFA is exploring the option to allow teams to play league games in other countries, and La Liga wants to come to the United States to play. That's going to be dope to see them, man. I know Real Madrid, they have a match going on in Chicago this summer at Soldier Field in July. I don't know the exact date, but they are going to be playing here, so it would be dope to see multiple La Liga games in Chicago or, wherever in the United States. That'll be super cool. Now, moving to the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr., he's headed to Miami, and it's not for a fun vacation. OBJ, he signed a one-year deal with the Miami Dolphins for $8 million, and this deal is going to make Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa his new teammates. Omaha Productions, they've released a first teaser of the new docuseries Full Court Press, which is about Caitlin Clark, Camila Cordosa, and Kiki Rice planning their final season of women's college basketball. Here's a sneak peek from ESPN.
We're gonna want to see you fall when you get to the top.
Once again, undefeated.
I have such high expectations.
You get competitive in those moments.
You can lose in the blink of an eye.
Cardoso for three. Banks it in!
There's always been pressure in my life. This is what I was supposed to do.
We fought so hard all season long to plan these environments. This is what we work for.
You could not have scripted a better ending to this magical women's college season.
And this series is set to release on May 11th. I think it's going to be amazing. You can watch it on ESPN Plus. I personally definitely plan on watching this series, especially, once it releases, but I think it's going to be great, and I'm glad they did it. Anyway, man, let's move on to the NBA playoffs here because we got some great matchups and some updates that you need to hear about. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they beat the Orlando Magic in 7 games in a close Game 7 battle. Now they'll take on the Boston Celtics in the conference semifinals. You can watch the Knicks play the Pacers tonight for Game 1 of the conference semifinals. The Timberwolves, they stole Game 1 from the Denver Nuggets at home in Denver, which is crazy. Because Denver does not lose at home, but the Timberwolves, they beat the Denver Nuggets, so they're leading that series 1-0 right now. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they will take on the Dallas Mavericks. Game 1 happens on Tuesday. I'm excited for this matchup, and man, I want to talk about it so much because, and I'm gonna try and keep calm. Because a lot of people are anticipating this to be a long, hard-fought series. And I don't want to be mean here. I think it's going to be a great series. I think we're going to see a lot of good highlights, but I got to be honest with you, bro. The Dallas Mavericks are going to win this series in 5 games, bro. The Oklahoma City Thunder does not have any playoff experience, and I don't know why anybody in their right mind thinks that they can hang with a well-sauteed team like the Dallas Mavericks, who has plenty of players with playoff experience on there, because Luka Doncic alone has been to the playoffs 4 of the past 6 years that he's been in the NBA. And that's just Luka Doncic alone. You don't even bring in Kyrie Irving, who's an NBA champion. Then Tim Hardaway Jr., who's also been to the playoffs multiple years, right along with Luka Doncic. These guys are talented. Not only do they have, guys who have that playoff experience, but these are leaders. These are the stars of the team that have the playoff experience. Meanwhile, you look at Oklahoma City Thunder. Come on, man. It's a joke. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has 0 playoff experience. Chet Holmgren, 0 playoff experience. Everybody else on that team who is very, very talented, 0 playoff experience. You really want to know who has the most playoff experience on that team? The people with the most playoff experience on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Bismack Biyombo and Gordon Hayward. Come on, man. Like, get serious here. Get serious here. I know Thunder is a talented team, but please don't think they're hot stuff because they beat a smelly Pelicans team in the first round, especially when the Pelicans didn't even have their star player to keep them in the series. Like, it's a shame, bro. And y'all really about to see how much experience alone helps and plays a part in the playoff series because, like, I'm telling you, bro, Oklahoma City, they're good, they're talented, but they're a regular season team, bro. They're little kids. They're little kids. The Mavericks are well put together and they know how to win series. They're experienced. They got multiple people and they got paint presence, bro. The Thunder are little kids down low. Only person they really got is Chet, and they got some wings who do their thing. Now you got JD, who's a dog. I love JD. I love the way he plays and everything. I like the way Shai plays as well. And even Chet is good. They're a talented team, but they're going to need this experience to lose in order to make them better in the future. So right now, they about to go play the Dallas Mavericks, get their ass kicked, and then come back 2 or 3 years, and maybe we'll see a game 6, game 7. But right now, no, we're not seeing a game 7 anytime soon in this series, bro. You got to cut that out, man. And to make things even worse, hey, the Dallas Mavericks, they're about to bully them boys in the paint. Because I seen what Valanciunas was doing, and it was a damn shame that the Pelicans had to run their offense through Valanciunas because that was the only gap that Oklahoma City had in that matchup. But it's about to be a damn shame, man. Me being nice, I would say the Dallas Mavericks in 6, but it probably won't even go to 6. Truth being told, bro. Truth be told, it probably won't even go to 6. I'm going Dallas Mavericks in 5, and that's the way I see it. Anyway, look, man, hey, we got some more content coming from you, of course, or coming for you, of course, on, you know, the next episode that's happening later on this week. But until then, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your quick takes if you have any. Maybe you think I'm dead wrong about the series that I've been predicting and the analysis that I've been giving, you know, on these series. So I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your comments. And obviously, if you guys have any questions, of course, that's even better for me. Let's hear some questions about it. But look, before we get into all the end and everything, I got to leave you with, you know, the last little positive note, just in case you listening to this and you're not in the best mood. I'm going to just say this, man. You know, these come off the top of the dome. A lot of times I make these positive notes up just, you know, right at the last minute. I don't like to really predict it and say exactly what I'm going to say because I want it to be genuine and I want it to be how I'm feeling. I want it to align with the journey that, you know, I am experiencing. So, you know, with me saying that, right now on this journey that I'm experiencing is trying to just multitask and really give myself some grace of doing multiple jobs. So obviously I'm on here, I'm recording, I prepare, I do all that stuff, whatever. But in terms of marketing and getting more sponsors and all of that stuff, sometimes I have to do those jobs as well. So I really try and give myself grace, and it just makes me think. Long story short, I say all that to say, you know, give yourself some grace. I'm gonna try something tonight that I have not done. I heard it. It was a podcast I was listening to, and someone was saying, you know, when's the last time you actually thanked yourself for the hard work that you're doing? Whether it's just showing up to work every day, whether it's just taking care of your responsibilities, whether that's bills, your kids, your nephews, your nieces, whatever the case is, or just, you know, whatever you're doing in your life where you're taking care of some sort of responsibility, just take the second, look yourself in the mirror and say, good job, or thank you for taking care of your responsibilities. I'm gonna try it tonight. I want you to try it, whether you're looking in your rearview mirror, whatever it is. I'm gonna try it. I want you to try it. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I know, I told you, sometimes it's hit or miss, but give yourself some grace. You know, especially if you take care of your business, because you can easily be doing something else. You can easily be wilding out at whatever age gap you are. You could be wilding out. So, hey, I'm going to give you that grace, man. Until then, look, hey, we're going to be back later on this week. I'm going to watch some playoff games that's going on. But look, man, hey, I appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram at The Run Podcast. Follow my personal as well at I am Manny Wilson. And share this with a cousin, a brother, a niece, a nephew, a coworker, a friend, a spouse, a partner, a significant other. Share this with anybody you know who will enjoy sports, especially if I talked about their team or shed some news or shed some light on some news that pertains to them. So I appreciate that, man. Till then, we will be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.